Hi, it's Tuesday the 22nd of June. We're at the beginning of a 3-week sitting block, but I've got Jordan with me. Jordan's from Volunteer New Zealand. Tell us a bit about what's happening this week.
So this week we have National Volunteer Week, and one of the things that we're doing to recognise our volunteers is we have our .NZ Mahi Aroha Awards, which is looking to recognise some of our corporate volunteers, and that what they've been doing over the last 12 months is go to our member organisations in the community and do a bit of volunteering using their volunteer days. So pretty cool initiative.
So these are like big businesses who say,
Yeah.
you know, we'd like our staff to do some good stuff.
Precisely. So these are businesses that use a day's paid leave to go out in the community to volunteer. So we're looking to recognise the effort that they do, and as well as that, recognise our community members as well.
Right. Is it really volunteering if you're getting paid?
It's volunteering because it's adding to our community, so we can see a lot of benefit to our community member organisations. We've got a range of different volunteering activities that we can do, such as your classic beach cleanups or tree planting, right through to skilled labour, which is really adding value to our community.
So what's one of the best volunteer things that you've seen over the last year or so?
One of the best ones that I've seen is a large group of one of your government departments, and they've sent hundreds of people down to do beach cleanups. So having that sort of volume and number of people has really made a difference.
That sounds really good. I better get on with the real work now. We're going to start today with swearing in a new member. Hareti Hipano is going to be sworn in, replacing Dr. Nick Smith. Then there'll be something interesting, which I'm not quite going to signal, and we'll get on to oral questions for ministers. Duncan Webb to the Minister of Finance about reports on the economy, David Seymour to the Prime Minister about use of different types of vehicles, Teresa Ngobi to the Minister of Social Development about the number of people receiving a benefit, Judith Collins to the Prime Minister about whether she stands by all her statements and actions, Anahela Kanongataha Suiki to the Minister for Oceans and Fisheries about announcements he's made, Chris Bishop to the Minister for COVID-19 response, whether he stands by a statement made in November last year, Willow Jean Prime to the Associate Minister of Education about barrier-free access to education, Matt Ducey to the Minister of Health about capital spend in the mental health area, Eugenie Sage to the Minister for Oceans about the protection of the Hauraki Gulf, Angela Roberts to the Minister of Transport about announcements he's made about low emission vehicles, Christopher Luxon to the Minister of Transport about whether he stands by all his statements and actions, and Tamati Coffey to the Associate Minister of Statistics asking about data capability of iwi Māori. Then we'll get on to the Ngāti Rangatihi Claim Settlement Bill, first reading in the name of Andrew Little, the second reading of the Supplementary Estimates Bill in the name of Grant Robertson, which is debated with the Impress Supply Bill. Now, the Impress Supply is where, because the budget's not yet through, Parliament generally votes about a quarter of the money for the next year so the government can get on with spending in July and August before the budget is fully through. Then the Social Security Assistance for Caregivers Amendment Bill in the name of Kelvin Davis, that's the committee stages, Fair Trading Committee stages, David Clark, and the Reserve Bank of New Zealand Bill, second reading in the name of Grant Robertson. That should take us through till 10 o'clock tonight. Tomorrow morning, select committees will be sitting and the Parliament will sit tomorrow from 2 till 6 and from 7 till 10, same hours as today. See you at 2 o'clock tomorrow.